The Chinese government calls Falun Gong an evil cult. These Chinese practitioners now in Los Angeles, California, insist that it's a peaceful, spiritual exercise.
The central principle of the Falun Gong is really three words: compassion.
Passion is just be kind person. Whatever way other people treat me, I treat them good.
Truthfulness.
Truthfulness means tell the truth, to be true person and never tell lies.
And the tolerance.
Tolerance means look inside when get some conflict with others. Just look inside. Behave well in all kinds of situations.
It just teaches us how to be a better person tomorrow than today, next hour than this hour. That's what we were asked to do.
Falun Gong, also called Falun Dafa, began in China in 1992. 7 years later, the Chinese government, fearful of social unrest, outlawed it.
They say we broke the law. They say that we disturb the order of the society, just because I unfold the banner of Falun Dafa is good. But you think it's ridiculous because you live in Western society. You feel, oh, you just hold a banner on the street, that's your right, right? But under the Chinese Communist Party regime, we cannot, this is illegal because they say it's illegal.
According to the U.S. State Department, China arrested more than 30,000 followers and sent them to detention centers and labor camps following the ban. Moreover, the United Nations and multiple human rights groups have documented tortures and killings of Falun Gong. Ji Li was charged and detained for organizing a protest. While imprisoned, she said she experienced this abuse firsthand.
Yeah, in the detention center, the Falun Gong practitioners was tortured. Many Falun Gong practitioners was tried in the evening and come back in the morning with all the body scarred.
To protest this treatment, Ji held a hunger strike and claims she was force-fed.
They tied me up bad and insert a blast tube from my nose to my stomach. And it was so painful and itching.
Bin Li, Ji's best friend, says she was imprisoned 3 times before being committed to a mental hospital.
And I was taken upstairs and they closed the door. It's iron door suddenly. Wow, I feel so horrible. I cried, shouted, I want to be out.
At the hospital, Bin says she was also treated with shock therapy. As a result, she suffers from memory loss.
I was not aware of that I lost my memory until one day when I pick up a dictionary, English-Chinese dictionary. I think Chinese-English dictionary. Wow, so many words I don't even know. I said, why? Because at that moment I was so frustrated and horrible. And that kind of feeling when you feel that you notice that you lost my memory. And moreover, I couldn't, at that time, I couldn't remember my friend's face, what they looked like, what they were like.
Neither Ji nor Bin's accounts have been independently verified, although they resemble examples found in international reports. The Chinese government says Falun Gong is an anti-humanity, anti-society, and anti-science cult. It blames Falun Gong's emphasis on meditative exercises rather than medical treatment to cure ailments for hundreds of preventable deaths. Chinese government officials are also on record saying that the police only interfere with people who practice Falun Gong in public, not in their own homes. But Yi Wang-Chang says that is exactly what happened to his family.
My mom and my sister were illegally arrested at home because they practice Falun Gong. The policeman just broke into our home without any legal documents or arrest warrant.
Chang has been unable to speak to his family since they were arrested last June. Finding a Chinese lawyer to represent them wasn't easy, but his case is now pending in Chinese court. In California, he's received publicity, and local politicians have written letters on his behalf to the Chinese ambassador and President Barack Obama.
On my part, as a son, I'm in a free world. I'm gonna just keep telling people about Falun Gong, about the persecution, about my mom's story, expose what actually happened in China right now. And hopefully I can generate just enough public awareness and to put the pressure on the Chinese government. Maybe somehow, some way, they would release my mom and my sister.
Like Chang, both Ji and Bin now spend their time raising awareness about Falun Gong. After their release, they left China and moved to the States as refugees. Here, they openly protest.
In America, it's a free land, so we can continue our belief, and we want to tell people what's truly happening in China. So we go to some rallies, we having some parade, and we protesting in front of the embassy of Chinese embassy, something like that, and tell people what happened to me and what is happening now in China.